For this religion and sport abstract final, I chose to explain how fandom in sports is a religious practice. This topic is quite interesting considering the size and scope of the sport industry, along with the relationship fans have with each other and their teams. To open, I believe it is important to understand the definition of fandom. Fandom is a term used to refer to a subculture composed of fans characterized by a feeling of empathy and camaraderie with others who share a common interest. Sport teams of each region unite the individuals living there, giving them a sense of pride in their city. Most major cities in the United States have a professional sports franchise in one of the four professional leagues. Fans identify each city by their team and take great pride in wearing their team's colors and celebrating their successes. Moving along into the different levels of fandom. As you can see, I outlined two major categories of fans. Usually we see three categories, however, I chose to leave out the group of people who are completely uninterested. First, the casual fan. A casual fan is an individual who identifies themselves with their team, however, does not center their life around making sure they are catching every game. Not to say the casual fan does not purchase fan attire or does not care about the outcome of the games or season. It's just their daily lives are not as affected as much as our next category, the diehards. Diehard fans are a special group of individuals. These fans are crazy about their teams. This category is more geared towards my argument on why fandom in sports is a religion. Diehard fans are those you see on the news, post-game shows, or the individuals that the camera is cutting to in the stadium. These are the fans that attend every game, are season ticket holders, and have attended games for years and even decades with the same people. This group also includes the fans that, although don't attend the game, but are those making sure they're watching it on television. Included in this group are the fans that don't want certain people in the room or talking during the game, while some want a crazy environment and host a party for each. The diehards that attend games are the ones tailgating for hours before and then hanging out in the parking lot after the game. They worship their team and players, putting them on a pedestal above all else. Now that we understand sports fandom and the categories of fans, I can move more in depth about fandom as a religion. As previously mentioned in the semester in your lecture about what it means to be orange, we see that a sense of pride comes with being a fan of a team. Although most fans never will personally meet the players, coaches, or team executives, they still feel as if they have a relationship with them. They talk about them like they're friends or coworkers. Fans identify with their team's colors. They wear them proudly whenever is appropriate. Win or lose, fans stick by their team side. As discussed throughout the semester, a religion is an act towards something that is bigger than oneself. In this case, we see fans that come together to cheer on their team to victory. Fans study their teams. They research, they keep up with injuries, they watch news conferences, players, and breaking news within their team. Fans plan out what they're going to do for each game, including how and where they're going to watch it or otherwise worship it. Emotions. Emotions play a major role through a game and a season. Fans' emotions change with each passing play, win or loss, and record at the end of the season. Again, religion is something that makes an individual feel as if they are a part of something larger than themselves. At the game, fans are celebrating with tens of thousands of people they never know or may never see again. They are high-fiving each other with every successful play and the next second cursing the players for their terrible performance. After the game is over, individuals' lives are still affected. For example, during the NFL season, fans of a winning team are a lot happier on Monday mornings than fans of a losing team. When a team wins, the fan stays happier for longer and is more likely to hang out with people after the game, either at the stadium or in their home. Fans are also more likely to watch a post-game show after a win rather than a loss. Furthermore, pictured on the slide, you can observe that Cleveland Brown fans have been suffering for years. However, the stadium is still packed every Sunday. Their diehard fans in the dog pound, as they call it, are always dressed up in team colors and costumes supporting the team. One may ask why fans still support a losing team. Again, this goes back to the definition of religion. Religion does not get abandoned when times are tough in a person's life. It's actually turned to help the person get past their struggles. Even losing teams, Even losing teams gives fans an opportunity to escape from their daily lives and enjoy a game and a day of excitement. Cheering for your team gives you the feeling of both hope and that is all one wants from religion. For the second section of this presentation, I focus on how fandom makes sports the spectacle they are. Fandom does not just happen for the 3 hours the game is being played. It's continuous throughout the season and year. Fans do not go dormant. Every During the game, we see all the activities that happen pre and post. During game day, we see all the activities that happen pre and post game. Fans bond together and walk into the stadium like players walking out of a locker room. An extreme example of fandom and religion in sports as a spectacle is the example we spoke about in class, the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl is practically a national holiday. It is every fan's dream to watch their team play in the game. Even if a fan's favorite team is not in the Super Bowl, they are still watching it, and it's usually not alone. This relates back to the point of fans and not becoming dormant just because their team isn't playing. They're still a fan of the sport and therefore practicing their religion with others. Furthermore, we discussed the idea of consumerism and capital in sports. Fans enjoy spending their disposable income on sports and sporting attire. Although religion and worship are not technically money driven, fandom religion is. This is because showing their pride comes from wearing their team's logo and colors, which helps a fan identify with their team. This is important because it is how fans personally express their interest in their team. Fandom in sports could also be the largest religious practice because of the size and scope of the sporting industry. In conclusion, we now can understand why being a fan can be considered a religious act. Fan worship of a team is important to the success of that team and organization as a whole. Without fans, one of the largest industries in our world today would not exist. Also, worshiping your team and the expression of pride as a fan does not come without conflict like some of the current religions today, but that is a topic for another day.